Hello, everybody on the internet. That time again to read the Bible. Uh, let's just get right into it today. January 14th. Starting a little late, but no biggie. The internet will not notice. Right, so, for the Old Testament, we'll be reading Genesis chapter 30, verse 1 to 31, verse 16. Rachel, realizing she was barren, became envious of her sister. "Give me children or I'll die," she exclaimed to Jacob. Jacob flew into a rage. Am I am I God? He flared. He is the one who is responsible for your barrenness. Then Rachel told him, "Sleep with my servant girl, Bilhah, and her children will be mine." So she gave him Bilhah to be his wife, and he slept with her, and she became pregnant and presented him with a son. Rachel named him Dan, meaning justice. For she said, "God has given me justice, and heard my plea, and given me a son." Then Bilhah, Rachel's servant girl, became pregnant again, and gave Jacob a second son. Rachel named him Naphtali, meaning wrestling, for she said, "I am in a fierce contest with my sister, and I am winning." Meanwhile, then Leah, realizing that she wasn't getting pregnant anymore, she gave her servant girl Zilpah to Jacob to be his wife. And soon Zilpah presented him with a son. Leah named him Gad, meaning "my luck has turned." Then Zilpah produced a second son, and Leah named him Asher, meaning happy. For she said, "What joy is mine! The other women will think me blessed indeed." One day, during the wheat harvest, Reuben found some mandrakes growing in a field and brought them to his mother Leah. Rachel begged Leah to give some of them to her. Leah angrily replied, "Wasn't it enough to steal my husband? And now you will steal my son's mandrakes too?" Rachel said sadly, "He will sleep with you tonight because of the mandrakes." That evening, as Jacob was coming home from the fields, Leah went out to meet him. "You must sleep with me tonight," she said, "for I am hiring you with some mandrakes my son has found." So he did. It's that simple. A way to a man's heart is with mandrakes, apparently. Yeah. And God answered her prayers, and she became pregnant again and gave birth to her fifth son. She named him Issachar, meaning wages, for she said, "God has repaid me for giving my servant girl to my husband." Then once again she became pregnant with a sixth son. She named him Zebulun, meaning gifts, for she said, "God has given me good gifts for my husband. Now he will honor me, for I have given him six sons." Afterwards she gave birth to a daughter and named her Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Sorry, Russian spy activation is my code word. Then God remembered about Rachel's plight and answered her prayers by giving her a child. For she became pregnant and gave birth to a son. "God has removed the dark slur against my name," she said. And she named him Joseph, meaning, "May I also have another." Another! Oh no! Sorry, I'm in a weird mood tonight. Soon after the birth of Joseph to Rachel, Jacob said to Laban, "I want to go back home. Let me take my wives and children, for I earned them from you, and be gone, for you know fully I have paid for them with my service to you." "Please don't leave," Laban replied, "for a fortune teller that I consulted told me that the many blessings I have been enjoying are all because of your being here. How much of a raise do you need to get you to stay? Whatever it is, I'll pay it. Jacob replied, You know how faithfully I've served you through these many years, and how your flocks and herds have grown. For it was the little, for it was the little indeed you had before I came, and your wealth has increased enormously. Jehovah has blessed you from everything I do. But now what about me? When should I provide for my own family? What wages do you want? Laban asked again. Jacob replied, If you will do one thing, I will go back to work for you. Let me go out among your flocks today and remove all the goats that are speckled or spotted, all the black sheep. Give them to me as my wages. Then, if you ever find any white goats or sheep in my flock, you will know that I have stolen them from you. All right, Laban replied. It shall be as you have said. So that very day Laban went out and formed a flock for Jacob, all the male goats that were ringed and spotted, and the females that were speckled and spotted with any white patches, and all the black sheep. He gave them to Jacob's sons, and he gave them to Jacob's sons to take them 3 days' distance, and Jacob stayed and cared for Laban's flock. Then Jacob took fresh shoots from poplar, almond, and sycamore trees, and peeled white streaks in them, and placed these rods beside the watering trough, so that Laban's flocks would see them when they came to drink, for that is when they mated. So the flocks mated before the white streaked rods, and their offerings were streaked and spotted. Jacob added them to his flock, and then he divided out the ewes from Laban's flock, and segregated them from the rams, and let them mate only with Jacob's black rams. Thus he built his flocks from Laban's. Moreover, he watched for the stronger animals to mate, and placed and peeled branches before them, but didn't with the feebler ones. So less any healthy lambs were Laban's, and the stronger ones were Jacob's. As a result, Jacob's flocks increased rapidly, and he became very wealthy, with many servants, camels, and donkeys. But Jacob learned that Laban's sons were grumbling. He owes everything to our father. All this wealth is at our father's expense. Soon Jacob noticed a considerable cooling in Laban's attitudes toward him. Jehovah now spoke to Jacob and told him, Return to the land of your fathers, and to your relatives there. I will be with you. So one day Jacob sent for Rachel and Leah to come out to the field where he was with the flocks, to talk things over with them. Your father has turned against me, he told them, and now the God of my fathers has come and spoken to me. You know how hard I've worked for your father, but he has been completely unscrupulous and has broken his wage contract with me again and again and again. But God has permitted him to do not but God has not permitted him to do me any harm. For if he said the speckled animals would be mine, then all the flock produced speckled. And when he changed and said I could have the streaked ones, then all the lambs were streaked. In this way, God has made me wealthy at your father's expense. And at the mating season, I had a dream, and I saw the he goats mating with the flock were streaked, speckled, and mottled. Then in my dream, the angel of God called to me and told me that I should mate the white female goats with streaked, speckled, and mottled male goats. For I have seen all that Laban has done to you, the angel said. I am God you met at Bethel, he continued, the place where you anointed the pillar and made a vow to serve me. Now leave this country and return to the land of your birth. Rachel and Leah replied, That's fine with us. There's nothing for us here. None of our father's wealth will come to us anyway. He has reduced our rights to those of foreign women. He sold us, and what he received for us has disappeared. The riches God has given you from our father were legally ours, our children's to begin with. So go ahead and do whatever God has told you to do. All right. Now then, for the New Testament, Matthew chapter 10, verses 1 through 26. Let's do something a little silly. Let's see if anybody recognizes this one. Been in movies in a while. Jesus called his 12 disciples to him and gave them authority to cast out evil spirits and to heal every kind of sickness and disease. Here are the names of his 12 disciples: Simon, also called Peter; Andrew, Peter's brother; James, Zebedee's son; John, James's brother; Philip, Bartholomew; Thomas, Matthew, the tax collector; James, Alphaeus' son; Thaddeus; and Simon, a member of the Zealots, a subversive political party; Judas Iscariot, the one who betrayed him. Spoilers. Jesus sent them out with these instructions: Don't go to the Gentiles or the Samaritans, but only to the people of Israel, God's lost sheep. Go and announce to them that the kingdom of heaven is near. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cure the lepers, and cast out demons. Give as freely as you have received. Don't take any money with you. Don't even carry a duffel bag with extra clothes and shoes, or even a walking stick. For those you help should feed you and care for you. Wherever you enter a city or village, search for a godly man and stay in his home until you leave for the next town. When you ask permission to stay, be friendly, and if he turns you out to be a godly home, give it your blessing. If not, keep the blessing. Any city or home that doesn't welcome you, shake off the dust of that place from your feet as you leave. Truly, the wicked cities of Sodom and Gomorrah will be better off at Judgment Day than they. I am sending you out as sheep among wolves. Be as wary as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware, for you will be arrested and tried and whipped in the synagogues. Yes, you may stand trial before governors and kings for my sake. Thus will give you the opportunity to tell them about me. Yes, to witness the world. When you are arrested, don't worry about what to say at your trial, for you will be given the right words at the right time. For I won't be you doing the talking. It will be the Spirit of your heavenly Father speaking through you. Brother shall betray brother to death, and fathers shall betray their own children, and children shall rise against their parents and cause their deaths. Everyone shall hate you because you belong to me, but all of you who endure to the end shall be saved. When you are persecuted in one city, flee to the next. I will return before you have reached them all. A student is not greater than his teacher. A servant is not above a master. The student shares his teacher's fate. The servant shares his master's. And since I, the master of the household, have been called Satan, how much more will you? But don't be afraid of those who threaten you, for the time is coming when the truth will be revealed. Their secret plots will become public information. All right, let's see. Next is Psalm chapter 12, verses 1 through 8. Let's see here. Lord, help! Godly men are fast disappearing. Where in all the world can dependable men be found? Everyone deceives and flatters and lies. There is no sincerity left. But the Lord will not deal gently with people who act like that. He will destroy those proud liars who say, "We will lie to our heart's content. Our lips are our own. Who can stop us?" The Lord replies, "I will rise and defend the oppressed, the poor, the needy. I will rescue them as they have longed for me to do." The Lord's promise is sure. He speaks no careless word. All he says is purest truth, like silver 7 times refined. O Lord, we know that you will forever preserve your own from the reach of evil men. although they prowl on every side, and vileness is praised throughout the land. Finally, Proverbs for today, chapter 3, verse 13 through 15. The man who knows right from wrong has good judgment and common sense, is happier than the man who is immensely rich. For such wisdom is far more valuable than precious jewels. Nothing else compares with it. So use your brain. All right, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you tomorrow. God bless.